I'm envisioning her like staring at them and trying to like get them to look her directly in the eyes. Like, you're the one making it awkward. I think it's you. The common denominator here is you. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sam and I am so excited to have all of you here with me again this week. If you are new here and this is the first time you are seeing my face, welcome. I make weekly videos dissecting internet nonsense, so if you're into that type of thing or you like today's video, I hope that you'll consider liking and subscribing. It really helps out the channel and make sure you never miss another upload from me. If you've been in this space on the internet for any amount of time, you know it's not unusual for us to stumble across a fat activist who's online either crying or yelling about the ways they're being oppressed by thin and fit people. It's their favorite pastime. Recently, I stumbled across a plus-size creator on my For You page who was crying about how she had been bullied out of her gym.
And the worst possible thing you can think could happen to a plus-size person at the gym happened to me.
When she immediately followed up that statement with this:
I was passively bullied out of the effing gym.
I was hooked. So let's listen to her story together because I have thoughts.
So I just got back from the gym, and the worst possible thing you can think could happen to a plus-size person at the gym happened to me. I was passively bullied out of the effing gym. So these two ding-dongs walk in that, I swear to God, look exactly like Bert and frickin' Ernie. And I'm walking on the treadmill, right? And in front of the treadmill is like this big-ass window, and on the window it's like reflective, so you can see all the shit that goes on behind you. But about 10 minutes into them coming in, after I had already been there, I had already been taking up the space that was my space, I happened to look up in the window and like, cause sometimes I look at myself, but that's besides the point. So I happened to look up at myself and I like glimpse over because I see something that I'm just like, what is that? And in the reflection, I can quite literally see one of the frickin' Berts looking at me and pointing like a little frickin' child and like laughing at me. And I'm like, there's no freaking way this is actually happening to me. So I do a double take, and yes, in fact, they were sitting there laughing at me. I would like to just point out that I go to the gym every other day at the same time, routinely. And I haven't seen them there during these hours, so I don't know who they think they are. Okay, but anyway, the point is like, I've earned my space there. Like, I am allowed to be there. I'm allowed to go to the gym. I'm allowed to work on myself. And I'm allowed to be fat while doing it. Quit being weird to people at the gym. Mind your own frickin' business, bro.
First things first, her calling them Bert and Ernie is a little bit judgy for someone who doesn't want to be judged, eh? Second, the worst thing that could happen to a fat person at the gym happened. I think we're exaggerating a little bit because there were definitely a few other things that popped into my brain that were not this. Two knuckleheads laughing on cardio equipment behind me, not the worst thing that could happen to a fat person in the gym. Like, maybe lowest on the totem pole thing that could happen to a fat person in the gym. And I chuckled because I'd already been thinking this, and then I stumbled across a comment that said the exact same thing, and she basically responded and said, but it was the worst thing that could have happened to me. Again, I think you're exaggerating, and if you're not, you are extremely privileged. But in all seriousness, the thing I really want to focus on here is the way she's just described this interaction to us. Because she did get a little in depth, right? So from her own mouth, she has just told us that not only did she look at them long enough when they first walked in to nickname them Bert and Ernie and tell us that they looked like them, she also knew where they were in the gym approximately 10 minutes after they entered. Now, she either did that by watching them for longer than she admitted to, or she was looking up at herself and the others around her more frequently than she admitted to. She even admitted that she looked at them twice to make sure that they were actually laughing at her. And this might just be me, but her exclaiming that she goes to the gym at the same time every day and she's never seen them there was a little bit off, because of course she's trying to insinuate that she does go at the same time every day, but ultimately you're not the keeper of the gym. So whether you've seen those people there before or not really doesn't matter. because it's a public space and they're allowed to be there the same way you're allowed to be there. And then there's this insinuation that she's making that they were pointing and laughing at her, trying to make her feel like she's out of place, or maybe this is her first time in the gym, and she's letting us know that it's not, again, because she's saying she goes on a regular basis. In my opinion, the best way to combat that is just to ignore those people and continue to go about your routine and your day. It's a thing we'll see in a minute she is not capable of doing. Just a few days after this initial post, she posted a follow-up about being bullied out of the gym again.
Hey my dudes, guess what fun awesome thing happened to me at the gym? I got frickin' bullied out again. If you saw my video a few days ago, you would know that I was bullied by two ugly ass mothers at my local gym. But like the thing about it is it's all passive. Like I'm almost a 30-year-old adult. I'm almost a 30-year-old adult. And I'm getting bullied at the gym? Like, what the I feel like I'm literally gaslighting myself. Like, I'm trying to figure out, like, are they really bullying me? Or am I just, like, being insecure as fuck?
This right here is the ultimate question, and my gosh, am I glad she said it and I didn't have to. We're gonna keep listening, and then I'll tell you what I think.
So I come in and I'm doing cardio, and they move from the back of the gym to, like, the free weights or whatever you call it. They move to the front, like, kind of around cardio. And I'm like, whatever, like, this time I'm not gonna cut my shit short. I'm gonna, like, truck through. I'm gonna do what I came here to do.
So once again, we're seeing this weird pattern of behavior where she is watching people way too closely at the gym. She knows their movements, where they're at, what they're doing, almost at all times, even though they're nowhere near her personal space. It's very weird to me. Is it weird to you to know that someone else is actually watching people move around the gym this way?
And today was arms, so after I finally finished on the treadmill, I decided to go to, like, you know, do my regular machine. And I swear to God, every single time I went to a machine, somehow they were, like, surrounding me. And, like, at one point, I can see them in my peripherals. Like, one of them's literally staring at me. So I finally, like, look at him with the dirtiest look I can possibly muster. I mean, it's my face, but I look at him like I'm ready to throw blows. I'm like, his face gets, like, real serious, and he looks away, and I'm like, okay, they get the hint. Like, they'll leave me the flow.
Okay, so I cannot with the drama of all of this. Because let's just take a second. The most likely reason that they were surrounding her is that they're also working out. How many of you out there have been in a gym? Okay, I see you. I see you. Okay, you over there. Yes, that's exactly what I thought. Many of you have been in a gym before. So that means you know that when you're in the machine area, the machines tend to be pretty crowded together because gyms are often trying to get more than one of each machine in the space. It kind of makes other people unavoidable in an annoying way. But once again, the thing here for me is that we're hearing her say that she is the person who's continuing to watch them so closely. She knows their whole workout routine, essentially everywhere that they're moving in the gym. And when she described how she made a face at the person, all I could think about was him sitting there, maybe being spaced out between sets, feeling her burning a hole in the side of his face, looking over and then immediately feeling uncomfortable because this crazy person has been staring at him and watching him through his whole workout session. It's interesting that these are the insecurities, these are the things she feels they're doing to her, but she doesn't see the problem in her doing it back.
That didn't work because they ended up going to, like, a machine thing right behind me. I'm, like, just barely halfway done with, like, my full workout whenever I'm like, you know what, I can't take this anymore. I turn around and I try to make eye contact with the other one again, and he's making a stupid ass, like, face at me, and I'm just like over this shit already.
Alright, again, so what's the most likely explanation for them going to the machine right behind her? Is it because they're trying to be obnoxious and actively bully her out of the gym? Or is it because they're working out? I would bet it's because they needed to use the machine. And I'm gonna double down here because we know that dudes who work out and are gonna be rude obnoxiously. There's no passiveness about it at all. If they wanted her to know or feel a certain type of way, they're going to be on that machine behind her, openly talking smack and being obnoxious, right? But that didn't happen. She, again, is the person who turned around and got in their space and tried to make eye contact, whatever that means. I'm envisioning her, like, staring at them and trying to, like, get them to look her directly in the eyes. Like, you're the one making it awkward. And maybe that's why you saw him going, because they're like, what is up with this person who is watching us and being weird and, like, trying to make weird eye contact with us? I think it's you. The common denominator here is you.
And, like, how the f are you gonna go to the gym and be weird as to plus size people in the gym anyway? If you're so disgusted with fat people, like, wouldn't you feel like some kind of, like, calm from the fact that they're, like, working on themselves in the gym? If I wasn't aware that these were the same dudes, I wouldn't even fucking notice them. I don't even pay attention to anybody at the fucking gym except for myself. Because that's weird. That's weird ass behavior. Leave fat people alone. Leave fat people alone at the gym. I'm allowed to take up space. Whether it's at the gym or anywhere else. Any space I'm in is meant for me, bitch.
There it is. The fat acceptance talking points we've been waiting for, and just a smidgen of proof that she is projecting her insecurities all over these dudes. She's just projecting onto them. They've not said anything to her. She's not overheard them. The worst thing that she said they did was point while they were laughing. And I'm gonna be honest here, there's a little tiny piece of me that does not believe that that happened. There was no pointing while they were laughing. And I'll tell you why I think that. Because in the comment section of the first video, there was a comment that said, "Get them banned." And she responded, "I should, right? LOL, I'm actually good friends with the owner." But then after this update, she got a very similar comment, and this was her response. "My wife is going to go with me to alert management. I'm just so scared it will be a waste of my time, and I'll end up being embarrassed." If the pointing and laughing, or surrounding her while she was on machines, if those were real things that happened, and she's really good friends with the owner, there's no way they're not pulling that up on video and kicking those dudes out. There's no way. And that's what makes me think that most of this is not based in reality. I honestly think she just had some one-sided beef with two dudes who were trying to work out. And her final update does not do a lot to disprove that theory.
Dudes, okay, so I'm gonna give you a little update on what happened since I posted that video. So since then, I will admit that I have been going to the gym less, which is really annoying. But I have been back twice with my wife since then. I believe that giving them dirty looks really did help because it was smooth sailing both trips. At one point, we were even all on cardio together, and they didn't even lift their heads to breathe, bitch. I'd like to point out that I don't normally get on TikTok and get really vulnerable about my private life. So that was just like generally really hard for me, especially considering, you know, all of the negative comments that come with the good. And there was a lot of comments I had to delete. I'd also like to point out that a lot of people were saying that I should have rearranged my routine so that I could be more comfortable. I just didn't see myself being more comfortable changing my routine for a bunch of little boys, especially since it seems that they go there to goof around and I'm going there for, you know, it's a life change for me. It's something much bigger than just having something to do at night. And just to be perfectly clear, I'm not an easy person to bully. I'm like a very mean bitch. I have no issue telling people to shove it where the sun don't frickin' shine. So this situation caught us all off guard, girl.
Okay, so she's a self-described bad bitch who doesn't need no man or need anyone to protect her, but then she had to take her wife to the gym to overcome this situation. And not only she, but now also her wife, the pair of them, are actively seeking these dudes out and making sure to make dirty looks at them. I cannot get over how weird this is. Let's just let her wrap this thing up.
But overall, I just want to say, like, thanks so much for everybody's positive comments. I'm really happy that I found a lot of other people who have and are going through very similar situations that I am. And on that note, I'd like to end this video by saying, You can take up space at the gym no matter what size you are. You can take up space in the gym, you can take up space in the real world. Anywhere you are is meant for you. That space is yours, baby. So you do that, and I'm gonna do that, and we're gonna be fat and hot while we're doing it. Love you.
Okay, wowza, that was a lot to watch and a lot to take in. And again, it didn't do a lot to disprove the theory that she's got some real one-sided beef going on here. In my opinion, this is like a perfect example of how people follow people in the fat activist movement or follow fat activists online, and then they assume that everyone else in the world is obsessed with them. It's giving main character energy, and honestly, she really is projecting, in my opinion, the way she feels about herself onto other people. And I know that that might seem a little harsh, especially coming from me, but let me show you why I think that. First, when I was going back through to find these videos so that I would have them, I found this video that happened before the Gym Chronicles were ever posted. I had to mute it for copyright, but it's got the hater sound where they're saying, "I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk." To me, this really does let me know that she thinks that everyone is watching her all the time. Everyone else just stops their whole world the minute she walks into the gym to watch what she's doing. It's a dead giveaway that the projection component of this whole thing is very real and true. No one at the gym is dropping what they're doing to pay attention to you. That's why the gym is filled with mirrors, so people can watch themselves. Overall, to go ahead and answer her question to herself here, I think she's insecure and she really cares about what other people think about her and how she is perceived. That tends to be a thing that people deal with when they're in their 20s, and she mentioned in another video that she's in her late 20s, so this is to be expected. I honestly just hope she doesn't let this derail her, because she did share that she started making these changes because she recently had a health scare where she had to talk to her doctor about prediabetes and how diabetes is genetic and runs in her family. In my opinion, she just needs to chill out a little bit and not pay such close attention to what other people think. It's a skill that comes with age and practice, I promise. Alright, that is all I have for you all today, and at this point, I am so curious to know what you think. Do you think these dudes were actually bullying her, or do you think this is stemming from her insecurity? Of course, it's always hard to tell, but once she said she knew the owner, and that they were pointing and laughing and surrounding her, and then she didn't report it, that was like a big red flag for me.
I am more nervous than a salmon in a bear hug.
Because not reporting something that has such clear evidence just doesn't make sense. Please let me know what you're thinking down below, because you all always come with such great opinions, and you know I'll be reading them right after this video goes up. And for all my introvert friends out there who may not feel comfortable leaving your opinion in an internet comment section, I see you, I feel you. Go ahead and leave me some sort of like workout or like stretching emoji, because I think girl did a lot of stretching in this video. I love to see your emojis just as much as I love to read the comments, so do leave them for me down below. As always, thank you all so much for being here with me this week. I will see you in the next one. Bye!